Okay, now I just want a couple of things. As you can see, I've taken the wheels out of the RSV. I'm not going to do a how-to on taking them out because there's no need. I'll do it on putting them back in because I think that's a little bit more interesting. And what I'm doing is some new boots. It's time for new tyres. They are totally worn out. I got the bike with probably about 1,000 miles of rubber left, and that was, they had already gone off, as it were. You know that process when tyres get a little bit horrid and hard and uncomfortable. And ever since I've had the bike, the front's been a little bit wobbly on bends. I've had to crank up the steering damper to keep it from shaking its head coming out of bends, and it desperately needs new tyres now. So I'll show you those in just a second. I want to say one thing very quickly though. We recently put a video up on the ride of the century, the ROC stunting on the road video thing, and that debate was fun for about the first day or so, but it got a little bit offensive towards the end, so we have taken it down. The only reason that I feel that it's a very controversial subject, it upsets many people, it seems to incense people to become insulting, and I think they just decided to indulge themselves and enjoy that and have a little stick and a boot and a dig, and we got quite a few insults. We don't deserve that, so we decided to just take that down completely, and that's it, done, line drawn under it, finished. We will do more debates in the future. We don't know exactly on what. We've got about 3 or 4 different subjects lined up, and there's new stuff popping into the noggin all the time. Some a little bit controversial, but not in the way that that is, I don't think. So we'll do it, and also we'll word it in a different way. I've always put my cards on the table, colours to the mast, said where I feel, and that does lead people to come in and say, well, to oppose those who disagree or take an opposing view, to then start getting offensive. I think that's where I probably went wrong, so hands up on that. No problem at all, broad shoulders, I can take it, but I don't want her having to take those kind of comments. So in that sense, we drop the video, drawn a line under it, and we'll do it again in the near future. But for now, it's tyre time, and I love tyre time. Right, this is the 2 rims for the RSV. I took them out a little while ago. These are Metzeler Sport Tech M1s. I didn't choose them, they're on the bike already. They are reasonably grippy. I haven't tested them as I would have tested them if they were new, and the reason for that is that they're quite old tyres, and when you feel them they're quite hard. They've been on the bike quite a long time. The bike laid up in the guy's garage for probably 8 months to a year, so they sat still for about a year, which I think is a long time for a tyre, a soft compound tyre, to start gradually drying out. And in some places, I didn't do, I mean, some people say tyre time, do a burnout. I don't believe in that, I really don't, because taking a tyre to a tyre shop to be replaced, split down the middle, bits of wire hanging out of it, I think it's disrespectful to the tyre guy. It's dangerous because he works all day with his hands, he can cut himself. I've seen tyre guys rip their hands open on bits of wire, and I don't think it's very impressive. Also, we live in a small, close, where all the houses are around. I don't believe it's respectful to your neighbours either, so I wouldn't do that. Also, I don't think it does your bike any good. I really don't, especially when you get bits of rubber and wire going up and tearing your number plate off. So anyway, there we are, to show you how. You can see that close in, Pen? Mm-hmm. Now, tyres, this rear one's shot, it's gone in the middle. They're not, these Sport Techs are a soft compound tyre, and the way the law stands in the UK, you are allowed 1 millimetre of tread across 2/3 of the tyre, and you are permitted just visible tread left on the remaining third. Now that, you might think, is visible tread there, and it is there, you can see it, but when you get to the wear bar, there, it's gone. So a particularly pedantic individual could say that tyre is out, and it is anyway. It's handling like poo, it really is. It's not nice. It tends to white line because it's a little bit flat in the centre, so that definitely needs replacing. The other thing that's probably more important is the front. I think more damage to the ride is being done. God, they're so light, those wheels. By the front than by the back. Now, I think we had this on your bike, didn't we? When we got your Bonneville. Can you see that profile?
I can see it from here. It's pointed.
Can you see it there? What happens with front bike tyres is the damage is done to these parts of the tyre, because when you're cornering, the centrifugal force is pushing the tyre sideways. It's kind of sliding it that way, if you like, and that's where the grinding is done here. There's not much done in the centre unless you brake very hard with the front wheel and the front brake, sorry. And if you do, you've got to do it for a long time to wear that down. I tend to run with my front tyre pressures just a little bit higher than are recommended, and that's a personal choice because I like my steering nice and light and delicate, and I believe also it wears the centre of the tyres. I do straight mileage as well, lots of straight line mileage. Unfortunately, that's commuting to work, and that means the front or the centre of the tyre does get a bit better of a wear. It also means the back gets a beating. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and see my mate Sean at Minster Mechanics in Wimborne, in Dorset, and he's going to do me a pair of tyres. So what we're going to go for, these are soft compound tyres for a sports bike. It's a V-twin. It burns its tyres out in the centre because you get this enormous torque in the rear wheel, and it does grind the rear tyre out. That obviously is, I want that to last a bit longer on the rear, but the front, what I want that to do is wear in a nice straight line, so I don't want this V shape or this point wearing in the future. So what he's got is some cool touring style dual compound tyres that I'm going to use. You get a centre section that's harder wearing, which means it's going to last a bit longer than 3,000 miles, and the front has got a soft section in the centre, so they're a little bit better to wear, and the sides are a little bit firmer, so hopefully they should wear in a nice rounded pattern right the way out until they're absolutely knackered. Means I should hope to get about 4,000 or 5,000. And it could be said, why are you bothered wearing about, you know, tyres? They're not expensive. That pair of tyres are probably going to cost, I don't know, about 180 to 200 pounds. I don't think that's a lot of money for a pair of boots, but at 3,000 miles, that is quite expensive because I do 1,000 miles a month. So if I'm going to use this all the time, fortunately I don't have to, but if I was going to, that's 3 months down the line a new set. So I'm going to try and get a bit more longevity, and I will be commuting, if I want to commute on this, quite straight lines, so that's going to help. And I do believe also that with my style of riding, I don't really into knee-down sports riding. I don't need that soft, sticky edges, so I'm possibly going to put a 180. There's the other thing. You can put a 180 or a 190 section tyre on the back of these. If you put a 190 section, you get a broader ellipse, something curved more, better for rolling over, more tread on the sides. If you put a 180, it stretches the beads further apart on the same size rim, and that gives you a flatter tread in the centre, gives you a wider tread patch, and hopefully makes the centre last just a little bit longer. Also, a 180 tends to roll in bends a little bit quicker, so it makes it more fun to ride. I think so anyway. But I'm going to take the advice of my mate Sean, because he's a little bit of a sports rider himself. He had a ZX-10R for a long time, he's got a Z1000 now, and he knows more about tyres and choosing the right tyres to get the most out of your bike than anybody else I know. So I'm going to take his advice. He's got about 6 sets of tyres on the shelf, and one of them is certainly going to be the right tyre for the bike. So that's it. I'm going to wrap this video up now. It's going to be a 2-day thing. I'm going to call it a day tonight. Call it a day tonight. See what I did there?
A long day.
It's been a long day today. I'm not going to show you how to, I didn't bother showing you how to take the wheels out because it's boring. Just pull the axles out, pull the wheels out, but I will show you putting the wheels back in. I'll give you a little bit of a tutorial on that, so if you want to take your wheels out yourself, you can put them back in safely. Things to do. I do get a lot of videos asking when to use Loctite, when to use copper slip and so on. We've got brake calipers we're getting involved with here, we've got axles, we've got wheel nuts and all sorts of things. All very scary if you're not into it yourself and you don't do it often, so I can give you a little bit of how-to on that when the time comes. So that's it tonight. Wheels ready, off to the tyre shop in the morning. When we get home I'll show you what we've chosen and I'll show you how we put them in. Right, Ben?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's it for this one. Call it a part 1 if you like. Take your ride safe. See you for part 2.